Hello! Welcome!
Good evening. So glad that you guys are here this evening.
Yes, we are excited about tonight's webinar. Of course, we are the Turner team, Kimberly Turner.
And Denise Turner.
And we are a mother and daughter team located here in the state of Missouri. And you already know we are realtors who specialize in residential and commercial real estate. And we're so excited to present tonight's webinar, Building Business Credit. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a good one, isn't it, Mom?
Yes, that is really good. When I heard about JR and
Monica.
Monica Medina. Oh, I was so excited when we talked with them because they have a wealth,
Of knowledge.
a treasure chest full of knowledge.
Yes. And we're so elated to just talk about how you can start to grow your business credit so that you can then grow your business without using your money, right? That's the goal. We want to use other people's money, okay? And so, make sure that you take the time now to go ahead and like our Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel for the Turner Team Realtors, and register because we are doing a monthly raffle where you can win $25 each time you enter the register. You're able to be added one more time to that raffle. And if you know someone who's been thinking about starting a commercial business, building business credit, right? Whatever it has to do with commercial, make sure that you are letting them know, hey, tune in now. The Turner team is on with none other than Access Credit, JR, the credit man, who is the owner, and a legal enterprise with the owner who is Monica Medina. Yes. And, we are in Missouri, but we work nationwide. So if you're interested in building your business credit, we will connect you with Monica as well as JR, the credit man, and we, the Turner team, can help you on your journey to commercial ownership as well. So
let's get started.
Without further ado, we want to welcome to our show this evening.
Ladies first.
None other than Monica Medina with a legal enterprise.
And she's the owner.
The owner, as well as JR, the credit man with Access Credit. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, we're doing well.
Yes. Good to see you both.
Good to see you.
You see, I got my partners on. It's opening day today, so I got my Cardinals representing.
There you go. Ready. There you go. Ready for the Cardinal Redbirds. Yes, and you know what? We are not just talking to only Missourians today. Monica, tell the people, where are you from? Uh-oh, Monica. Looks like your mic is having a little bit of trouble. It's okay. Go ahead and log out and log back in, and we'll let JR, the credit man, introduce himself. And when you come back, we'll join you in, okay? Awesome. JR, listen, who can introduce yourself better than you? You were on already this month, so I'm sure the people know you and know that you have some really great information to share with everyone in the community. But introduce yourself again.
Well, I'm JR, the credit man, owner of SS Credit. Okay. Basically, what I do is I repair credit. I counsel people about credit, get them to understand about credit. Then I have a little something with business credit. I help them and counsel them through business credit, how to grow their business and their LLCs and so on and so on. I help them get their LLCs too in the state of Missouri. And I just do help people out. That's all I do. I'm just a helpmate. That's
helpmate. Well, helpmate to grow that business.
Yes. And that's a good thing to be.
Yes. And Monica.
Can you hear me
we
now?
Can hear you. Go ahead. Yes, there we go.
Can you hear me now?
Excellent. We can hear you. Introduce yourself to the people. Welcome back.
Thank you, and I would like to thank just for having me me. So I thank you. My name is Monica Medina. I'm the owner of a legal enterprise, and actually, I'm a founder of an, but a legal enterprise, three other offices. One here in Huntersville, North Carolina, which is outside of Charlotte, and then we have one in Columbia, South Carolina, and we also have one in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A pleasure.
Uh-oh, I think we're having some technical difficulties, Monica. I mean, we can do it all right. We listen, everyone. We do runs of shows, and we've been talking and chatting and
Yeah.
having a good time for the last half an hour. But go ahead, Monica. I'll take you off screen, and you take care of it, and we'll get started. Okay? All right. No problem. She'll be back. No need to worry,
Yes, yes,
everyone.
yes.
Monica, we've already had plan A and plan B. She knows her cell phone works really great with this platform. So, nonetheless, Monica Medina is the owner of a legal enterprise, and she's a serial entrepreneur as well. She does so many great things, and when she comes back, she'll take the time to really tell you a little bit about herself as well, and then jump into the conversation. So, JR the Credit Man.
Yes,
Tonight,
yes, yes,
tonight we
yes.
are talking about building business credit, right?
Yeah.
And you started us off. You were our first commercial for 2023, first commercial webinar that is.
Yes.
And you
Mhm.
talked about how to prepare yourself, right, to be able to receive business credit. And you talked about part of that preparation is creating your LLC,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And so when you create your LLC, now you have set yourself up, and all the other factors that you
Yeah,
talked about.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You set yourself up so that you're able to receive business credit. And if you missed that episode, everyone, that's okay. It's on replay on the Turner Team's Facebook and YouTube pages. So go ahead and take a look back. And we're going to start from where we left off, right?
Yes, we are. And so, JR, can you please tell our viewers what is business credit?
Yes.
Okay, business credit is similar to your personal credit, but you're using no LLC EIN number, better known as they base your LLC Social Security number. So I explain to people like this: most millionaires use business credit; they don't use a personal credit. So business credit, you establish it. It's like you establish trade lines on there. So trade lines is on your personal credit, like cars, credit cards, loans. You can do the same thing with your business. You can put cars, credit cards, and loans on there too, and that's how establish getting your business credit.
Oh, okay. So once you establish the business credit, um, well, I'm just trying to just figure out why. I know you mentioned that you don't want to use your personal credit, and that's why you established a business credit. Is there any other reasons why you want to have business credit?
It gets you ready for when you're trying to get business going. So you want to establish yourself. So you want to establish, let's say, I'm gonna say James A. Richardson LLC. You want to establish that and start being able to using other people's money that's not hitting your personal credit by having the LLC, your limited liability corporation. So it cuts down on from getting sued and so on. And I'm not gonna tell people when you default on it, you on credit with your business, you can mess up on that too. So they can still hit your personal, but
Yes.
we tell people, hey, use your business credit, get off your personal credit, because when you get them credit cards, you have credit cards on your personal, you using 20, 30, 40, 50% of your credit limit, and your scores go down. But by using business credit, it don't do the same. So you can use 40, 50, 60% of your credit limit, and it don't hurt your business credit. They want to see you moving because business is different. They want you to spend money. Personal, they want to keep you in the 20, 30% under that range on your credit cards.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so it's best to use that business credit when you're doing business. So keep that in mind. And now tell me again, who can apply for it?
Anybody, anybody who got a social. Your kid can have it. There's no age limit on when you can start your LLC. Okay, so
Oh.
the older your LLC is, the better it is. It's showing some age to it.
Mhm.
Um, Anybody, I mean, it ain't no limited. If you have a felon, you can still get your LLC and start your business. So there's no cutoff on anything what you want to do with your LLC. So anybody can get it who's a human being.
Oh,
Yes,
excellent.
that's
Yes.
really good information because you can
Mhm.
start your own business. And personally, we really love being entrepreneurs. So it's a great way to build that generational wealth, right? And
Yeah,
when you start that LLC and now you're thinking, okay, I'd like to get business credit. That's the first step, right? If you don't have an LLC, can you receive business credit?
no, no
So if
matter
you're a
not at
solo,
all.
if you are a solo practitioner, or you're just which is just running your business without having an LLC, right?
Right.
You need to establish your limited liability company first,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then you can apply for business credit.
That is facts. That is facts.
Okay.
It just easier. You get bigger limits when you're using business credit too. So you can get $100,000, $200,000 lines of credit when you're using business. Banks give bigger lines to businesses because
There you go.
businesses moving numbers. When you have your personal, you limited how much money. They try to keep it to a certain limit with people on their personal. So business is where everybody need to go to, be at, and do.
There you go. There you go. And
Yes. Also, I was just wondering, can you get different various lines of business credit with different companies?
Yes, ma'am. Just like you can get lines of credit from Sam's Club. They have a business. Any Office Depot. Um, Amex have business. Everybody, the Amex card. Any corporation normally have something when you buying goods through the business. They have something where it goes with business credit, and some of them are net 30s, some of them net 60s, some of them net 90s. But all it is you just establishing yourself trade lines for your business. So when you
Mhm.
when you come out your mother womb, your credit score is zero. It's nothing.
yes,
So when you
yes.
start your LLC, it's a blank. So you have to build it just like you have to build your personal credit.
Oh,
You have to
okay.
establish trade lines on that business credit so it can grow. So you can get a PEDX score in the 80s or better because they only go up to 100.
Mhm.
Personal credit go up to 850. So
Oh, very good, very good. And
Excellent.
we're
Yes.
bringing back Medina. Hi, Medina.
Hi.
Welcome
Can you hear
back.
me now?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
can
can
hear
hear
you
you
now.
now.
Okay, so I had
Excellent.
to improvise and all of that stuff. Please excuse me. We are having very bad storms, and it's been going
Oh,
on. An electrical storm. It's been going on for the last few days, and
oh
so
my.
everything is going out. Even my phone went out. So I'm here.
It's
Oh.
I'm here.
okay.
I'm here.
God is
Well,
good.
but wait a minute. Excuse me, Monica. We know all about these storms in Missouri. Oh
Yes,
my
yes,
goodness.
Oh
yes. And
wow.
that tells you, Monica's not here in Missouri. We are a nationwide force together, right? Us and our guests. And Monica, where are you located?
I'm located in Huntersville, North Carolina, which is approximately 20 miles from Charlotte, North Carolina. So it's a small town, but it's growing. So that's
Yes.
where I'm at right now.
Yes.
Yes.
And tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a super mom, a super
Yes.
grandma, a great wife, great daughter. But no, I'm a business owner of a legal enterprise, as you know, and I also am a founder of Day Day's Place, which is a nonprofit. Um, I'm retired from the Air Force, and I'm just here, loving life.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
hey, hats off to you. It is Women's History Month,
I
right?
believe so.
So you're
Yeah,
going to
we're
go
on
down
that
in
second to
history.
last day. Awesome,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
thank you for your service. Most
Yes,
definitely. Yes,
definitely.
yes,
Mhm.
and you came right back, right on time. We're starting with where you begin. So, Monica,
Yes, go
tell
right
the
ahead.
people, tell the people what. is being verified? For their business to be verified, what does that mean? Explain that.
Well, being business verified, I think the misconception that people have is that they get an LLC and they get their EIN, they're good to go. As James explained, those are the pivotal things that you need to do. But if the bureaus don't know who you are, then you're not verified. So you have to establish some of the net 30 accounts, net 15, 45, 60, 90 that James spoke on. And then what that does is put you in a system where it identifies your business. It identifies the address and everything associated with your business so that you can become business verified. There are several bureaus that is totally different from personal credit that reports where you can get credit, business credit from. So they have to know that you are actually a business. So once you start your small accounts, building with the net 30, net 15, 30, 45, 60, 90, that's one of the steps of getting you business verified.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you explain to our viewers what is net 15, 30, 45,
Okay.
90,
60, 90.
60?
So net 15, 30, 45, 60. There are trade lines that are issued from vendors, creditors. So let's just say you have an Amazon store, and you need Amazon supplies. So you don't have the cash. So you go to Amazon and you apply for a business account. And what they'll typically do, if you're new in business, they're not going to extend you a credit card per se, but they'll do you like a 15, a 30, a 45, or a 60 or 90. And that means whatever you charge, and typically they'll give you a limit. So just say you need $3,500 worth of stuff, or you need $1,500 worth of stuff, and they allocate you that amount, and you spend that amount. Well, you have 15 days, if it's a net 15, to pay that account off in full via invoice. And that means 15 days, not counting weekends and counting holidays. Typically with banking, we were like, oh, don't count weekends, don't count holidays. 15 days is 15 days. And I tell all of my clients, I want you to pay that invoice off prior to or on the day of. And paying it off prior to helps you, with as far as building your business credit.
Yes,
Yes.
it's so important to pay it on time
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
early,
because
like you said.
if you don't, you'll mess your credit up.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
And those net 30, 45, 60, 90 accounts, right? To be
Mhm.
able to build up your business credit is so important that you really, work with someone like Monica, like JR, the credit man, right? To really understand what you need to do in order to start building up your credit, your business credit, exactly, right? So that you can go forward and be able to utilize other people's money to grow your business. And, talk a little bit about what's the process someone would go through to apply for one of those accounts. What do they need to look forward to?
Yeah, what does it look like for the everyday person?
Well, typically it's in a manner of you contacting that vendor. You know what I mean? So, um, as what JR and I do, we have no control of that. So what you would do I'll use Amazon again. If you're trying to get certain products, there's several net 30, net 45, net 60, net 90 companies, and I tell my clients just to solicit the one that has the products that they need. So when you contact them, they have a financial department that approves you based off of your business. So if you're a new business, you're just starting, of course, you're not going to get this outrageous line of credit. So that's how that goes. So you have to contact them. It's the same thing applying for a personal credit card. You contact them and they'll let you know what your approval amount is if you get approved or not.
Yep.
Yes.
And sometimes they go off how much your company make. So
Right.
some of them they go off your personal credit. Sometimes you have to be the PG to you know you got to back it up with your own credit score. So
Right.
I always tell most of my business clients, you got to have at least a minimum 680 credit score to do business. for real. Some
And
companies
that
they changing, but most of the majority is still around 680, 700.
and that's very important. What you said, Jr. Everybody wants to build business credit, but you got to first know you have to stay in compliance with your personal credit.
That's why we need you,
Mhm.
JR.
Yes,
Yes, yes,
yes.
that's why we need you. You
Mhm.
know, JR will get your credit together, your
Mhm.
personal credit, and start your LLC, and then we send you on to Monica.
And she'll get you your business credit.
Okay, it's a team
Yes,
effort here,
Mhm.
and
yes,
then
And
we'll
wait a
help you.
minute. We'll help you find your
Your
business location.
yes, your new
right.
commercial property. So you have it all here for you, just laid out, waiting
Y'all
for you
get the
to just
commercial. Y'all get the commercial buildings.
Get it
That's
going.
get
right.
Right.
those commercial,
That's
get the
right.
commercial buildings so that
Mhm.
you can become a business owner to the full extent, right? Be able
Mhm.
to have a place that people can come and see you. And so, you know, when you have those accounts, those business accounts, to be able to build your business credit, talk a little bit about best practices, right? What should someone do with their net account and their net 30, net 60, net 45 to be able to really capitalize on building that business credit? We talked a little bit about, you know, paying on time, doing all those things, but what other advice might you have?
Well, it's Kimberly is kind of it's just simple. It goes back to like what JR and I are saying. You want to keep your personal credit good, but also if they're allocating you 15, 45, 30, 45, 60, 90, the best practice to do is to pay it before the bill is due. Because then they report it to a certain bureau before, showing that you have a great payment history, and then that allows you to get a bigger and bigger credit line. So paying, I tell everybody, pay the bill prior to, and if you can't, pay it the day of, but never after, and never be late.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Excellent. And that's good advice for your own credit cards, your personal ones
well,
as
another
well.
another thing too, when you establish business credit, you got to spend money. So you just can't apply and get your Office Depot account and don't do anything with it. You
Hmm.
got to move it around. Like I said, with business credit cards, they want to see you spend them business credit cards because it's a business. You use that money to take care of your business. So they expect you to spend money. So just the same thing. You go to Office Depot. You can't just apply for it, get it, have your net 30 and just sitting on your credit thinking like, oh, we're going to do something. No, they want to see you spending money, see if you can you pay this stuff back on
Right.
time.
That's right. So
So
if you like establishing a computer program for people
A big
in, yeah,
corporation.
a big corporation or students, in a particular community, and you have that business established, so they want you to go in and buy those computers.
That's
You
right.
know, he wants to
That's
use
right.
that computer, buy the computers, use that business credit, and
Yes.
then they want you to pay it off in case you need some more computers.
and,
So,
and let me explain to you, like I started with Dell as a business, business credit. They gave me a line of credit for 5 grand. I bought like 3 computers and been paying, but they gave me the monthly thing where I could just pay monthly on it. And by me paying monthly, kept paying on monthly, paying it off, then buying some more stuff from them. And then after that, I just looked on the thing, looked on my credit line. I looked up, I said, oh, they'll just jump me up from 5 grand to 7,500 now. So now I have $7,500 worth of line of credit that I can spend with Dale and move forward. So that's what you got to do. You got to spend the money on it. So if you ain't spending no money, just getting them lines is not really all that. It's just sitting there and they're gonna say, well, you haven't really established anything because you're not spending. So
Yes.
that's what
Right.
they
And I
looking for business to spend money.
and I'll interject with also, like JR said, starting your business credit is not cheap. So if you're starting business credit, make sure you have the capital to start business credit, because you got to start at the bottom. So make sure you have, and that means if you're ordering these products, you got to make sure you have the capital to pay them off, because you can't call them and say, can you give me another week, can you give me another week? That's not how that's going to work
that's
on
not
the
how it
business
works.
on the business side. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
Right.
yes, yes.
And like
Right.
I tell people, I started my business credit It was like it took about a year and a half before I got to that B to A range of the
Right.
level, and that's why I said how Dale just bumped me up 2,500 because I'm spending money with them, paying bills on time. They look at your business, they like, okay, then he's spending money. I got a quail, I got that I spend probably $500-700 a month with. I got Office Depot, Dell, Apple. Apple got they computers. They got a business thing too, and I got some credit cards with Bank of America and so on and so on. So that's what you got to do. You got to spend it, and I always tell people,
Yeah,
you just got to spend money. It's
that's
what
right.
it is.
Oh,
You
that's
just
funny.
sit there and just look like you look good.
Right.
Yeah, you got a viable business and it's growing and you're doing things because that's so true straight across the board. Because I remember just the other month, I said, "Oh, my credit card's about to expire with Macy's, right?" And I don't know if I'm going to renew it or what. Next thing I know,
Here it is.
here they sent me another one with a higher credit limit, right? That's
Mhm.
because we went shopping at Christmas
Yes.
and we paid it all off in one lump sum, and then they said, "Oh, well, we're not going to let her card expire." So
No.
but it's the
No.
same with the business,
Right.
Yes.
with the
Right.
business credit. They see that you're spending money, they want that money. So if you're a good business, they're going to raise your credit limit.
That's right. That's right. And
Yes.
that's so important. And you kind of led us right into it, right? So we talked about those business accounts where you're able to get them with different companies and so forth in order to start really building your business credit. And I think you mentioned, but just mention again, what credit score personally should someone have in order to start applying for one of these accounts?
I typically say I'm like James. I want you to be at a 680. Because you're asking someone to give you trust you with their money, technically, with their products.
That's
So you need to be your credit is your credibility. Why would
yes.
I loan you money if your credit is a 500? You don't pay nobody.
I'm coining that term.
Wait, I
I'm
like
sorry.
that. Yeah,
Your
your credit
credit
is
is your
your
credibility.
credibility.
That's
That's going to be
right.
the title of the next webinar.
Wait a minute, you got to make
Right.
t-shirts.
And
We
so
got to make
yeah,
Good
and
job,
t-shirts
Monica.
about
I like that.
yeah, and I tell people that, and I'm very blunt about it. I'm like, and I also believe, dealing with people, and I'm saying, well, how can you tell me anything about building anything and your credit is jacked up? You have to have good scores, good credit for someone to trust you with something. If you guys are in the industry, if you look at somebody's credit, they come to buy a house or something, you it's some people that you will go an extra mile for. You know
it. Yeah.
that. But then you
Yeah.
also know some people you're not going an inch for when you look at their credit, and the credit
Yeah.
is bad.
Well, on our end, see, we're not lenders, right? So what we do with you, if your credit is not a 680, that's okay for the Turner team. We will
Right.
get you ready, right? So we will get you ready so that when you go to the lenders who aren't going to move forward with you unless you're ready,
Right.
they are like, okay, oh my goodness, they are prepared
Mm-hmm.
to get this, get the loan or get the
Right.
business credit if you're going to the bank or if you're applying for one of these accounts, right? And we have free consultants for you. So if you're not there yet, you're not at a 680, that's okay. Our free consultant will get you to the point and prepare you so that you can go forward and meet with the lenders who are going to say, what's your credit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a 680, let's move
Mm-hmm.
forward or
Mm-hmm.
better, right? Or
Mhm.
it's not a 680, come back. And then if
Okay.
that happens, come to us,
Right.
we'll get you together. Don't worry about
Or you can go
it.
to JR,
That's
and
right.
he is not a nonprofit. However, he has a reasonable fee and he works very fast. So if you want it done quickly
JR
and
is
you
the
want
man.
someone else to do it for you, that's
Right.
where JR,
Here,
James
here,
Richardson,
Yes.
will step in.
Owner
let me just do a
of.
disclaimer. Hold on. I have to say this as a credit repair person that
There you go.
you can do your credit yourself. Okay, you can clean
Yeah.
your own credit. I have to do that as a disclaimer, so
That's all right.
I can keep my stuff.
Right.
You can
Right.
do
Well,
it yourself, but you can't do it as good as JR, the credit man.
Yeah,
So
That's
yeah,
right.
I
That's
said
hey,
right.
it.
That's right.
just try to.
And
I just
legally do it.
Yes,
There
That's
you
right.
go.
totally do it. Yes, that's
That's
Hmm.
right.
right. That's
He's
right.
Hmm.
established business owner. Check his resume. Go back to the other webinar. He'll tell you about himself. But
Oh yes.
nonetheless, talking about getting a business credit card. So explain a business credit card, one of those net 30 accounts. Is that the same thing or is that different?
No, no. So a business credit card, typically you don't have to pay it all off in 30 days or 15 days or 60 days or 45. They're going to send you a bill and they're going to tell you what your minimum payment is.
That's it.
So that's how that works. Net 30, net 15, 45, 60, you have to pay it off.
Yeah.
There's no if, ands, buts, or maybes about it.
Right.
Right.
That is true.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
I always, and this is one thing too. I always tell people who you, if your personal credit, if you already started something with Amex and you on your personal side, you go to Amex on the business side because if you got a good relationship. So if you have good relationship with certain credit cards, go to the business side with them too because it's a little
Yes.
easier because they already know your history.
Right.
They know,
Yes. Yeah.
you got what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like if you
Yes.
got an Amex personal, go get your Amex business. If you got a city personal, go get your city business.
Right.
Okay,
Yes. Because
because
you
they
have
And
look,
that's
established a
yeah, you already
relationship.
established a
Mhm.
relationship with them. So
Yes.
and that's a key point. Everything with the business, you need to have, it's about relationships, it's about building relationships. So if you, like you said, who, if you're banking with someone, go in there for your business, get a business relationship, and then they'll be more susceptible of giving you a business credit card. You know what I mean? Because you now
Yes.
have a relationship with them.
and I'm gonna say one more thing. I had a business account that I didn't really use with this one bank. I went in there because my debit card was not working anymore because somehow something happened. And the lady sat there and told me and said, "Hey, they got this line of credit going on for 50 grand now, and your score only have to be here, and you can get this business credit card. Boom, boom, boom. We got these new products." So I'm all like, "Oh, okay, then, well, sign me up,"
I know
because
that's right.
I already established a relationship with them. I don't put
Yes.
as much money in there, but they
Yes.
already know, hey, I've been here, been with their company for over a year and a half, and I ain't my numbers on my, the money I keep in there. They don't really worry about how much is in there, but they just say, hey, you've been with us, you ain't defaulted on anything, you don't keep your account in the negative. Hey, here you
Yes.
go, take some of this
Yes.
money of ours, and guess
Right.
They
what?
Yes.
recruited you.
They recruited you.
Yes,
Hey, that's pretty good.
I know.
To walk into
Hey,
a bank and get offered a
yes,
line of credit.
that's awesome.
Okay.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
JR. And that's because you have the expertise and you know what to do. And the same
Mhm.
can happen for your clients,
Yes.
right? For the clients
That's
that we
true.
send to you,
Yes.
the same thing can happen to you.
And the main thing that he's a responsible business person. You
Yes,
Right.
see, so it doesn't come
I
easy.
try to be.
It
It's
takes
hard.
time.
it takes
Take,
time.
wait,
Let's.
wait a minute. I didn't hear
That
that.
was a joke.
I say it's hard. It's hard.
It
You're a
is.
small business owner. It's hard.
It
Because
is.
Yeah.
you
It's
up and down. It's like this. I don't
Yeah.
have billions of dollars behind me, so I'm
that's
been
what he says.
you
That's
know
right.
you know
That's what he
them hundreds.
said.
I'm thousandaire. I'm a thousandaire.
Yes, okay, that's all right. We're gonna get there, right? I think it's important. Some of the questions that we're asking, maybe 101, but that's where we want to start, right? We want to start and build that foundation. So explain to our viewers, right? What's the process of getting a business credit card? So you talked about
Then
how they offered it to you.
Okay.
But let's say I just created my
I
LLC. Can I
so
go get a
so
business credit card tomorrow?
so here this how it goes. So they go like you walk. So just say when you fill out the paperwork. So normally they're gonna say put your EIN or your social. So I still use both. And I use both of them because I know my personal is better than my business. I have, so when they look at my credit limits on my personal, they look at them credit cards like, okay, he got a $20,000 card here with PenFed, he got a $30,000 card here with his personal, so he doing good. Plus, I'm keeping it under 10%, so that's how I keep it. I keep it under 10%, 15%, but that's a whole nother answer, story when I tell you how to work
right.
the card. So, but when you do that, so they go, okay, then they ask you how much your business bring in. So let's say your business bring in gross. It's gross. They don't go off of net. They go off of gross. So
Right.
If you say, hey, your business makes $250,000 a year, they go off of that number and they say, okay, then you can have this amount of money. So you can have this amount of line of credit, or you can have this amount on your business credit card. Plus, when you're doing that, it just helps you move around. You just want to be able to move around with your business credit. It's good to when you whip out your business credit card, you whip it out just
Yes.
they're like the big joke, and you're like, bam, take that. So
Take that.
that's why I love the business credit cards.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
But
Now,
but
go
that
ahead.
also mean in order to get that business credit card, you have to have what? The business relationship. But first, you need to
Right,
be business verified. You can't just start your start your business yesterday and say I'm
right.
going in I'm going in the bank tomorrow, Bank of America, and they're gonna give me $50,000 just because they're advertising it. That's not how that works.
You gotta
Yeah.
be at least certified. I'm just giving one. Google. That's
Mhm.
the best one. They look at Google, and that's how they type your business in. If it ain't on Google, they like, is you really in business? But
Okay.
Monica's the one who take care of all that stuff. Yeah,
Yes, yes. And Monica, when you talk about being verified, and we're not going to spend too much time on it because you went really well into
You
the general
explained it.
explanation. But bringing up, going on Google, making yourself a Google account, or establishing yourself on Google as a business. That's one of the ways to become verified,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
What are some other ways, maybe one or two other ways that someone can become verified as a business?
Well, you can also be verified by using a lot of social media platforms as well. You can also use a free one called Yelp. But I'm also finding out as of recent, there's 75 other verifiable accounts that you can do. Of course, and people think that they can do them by themselves, which I was like, oh, I can do this. This is what we do. That's not, you have to have someone that specializes in that. And when I say that, is because when someone Googles your business, if you're not on that first page or the second, and that does happen to us, then you're not reporting in those other 75.
Mhm.
Mm,
You need to
yes.
make sure you find out what platform is available in your region and you get on that platform and get those hits. And guess what? When someone Googles you, you're in the top 5. You're on that first page. And then
Yes.
that's
that's when you start having more traffic. Now you verify. And then, like James said, they'll start sending you business stuff. Oh, they'll invite you. Once they start inviting you, giving you invitations, it's you're in the game.
yeah. So
Yes.
so what they do is they go and Google companies sometimes, and if you pop up, so all my business, my home health business, you type it in, it's on the first page. My credit repair business, you type it in, it's on the first page, and my other company that I do use to flip houses, it's on the first page. So I built it. I built it that way. You got to have your business phone number too. You got to have a business email. So I tell people you got to establish everything. Then you got to get your, a place, an address. Some people use the PO boxes, but some companies don't like you use a PO box. So you probably have to get what they call them. Say
A
I have an
virtual
office.
address.
So,
A
yeah,
virtual address.
virtual office, and that's what they call it, virtual office. That means it's a big old building and you got a mailbox. Basically, they don't call it a PO box; it's just a mailbox. So it'd be like Suite 220 at such and such an address. So, but go ahead, Monica. Monica, this is her specialty. I
Yes.
learned
Yes.
everything
Yes.
from her. I learned everything from her. Sis tell me, show me everything. She be on my head.
There
So
you
I'm gonna tell
go.
y'all right now, when y'all get with Monica, all right, she's straightforward. She ain't gonna sugarcoat anything. She gonna tell it like it is. And if you can't deal with that, but thing is, she gonna show you how to go get what you're trying to get to. If you
That's
listen,
right. That's
take
Yeah.
it.
right.
That's the kind of personality that you need. And because we're talking about business, we're not talking about any fairy tale venture.
Right.
This is
Right.
business. So
Right.
just the facts, ma'am.
That's
That's it.
right.
Right.
Make sure
Yes.
you
Right.
register so that the
Right.
Turner team, we can connect you with
Mhm.
Monica Medina and JR the Credit Man. All right. Make sure
Right.
you register. Click the link in the chat or scan the QR code. Monica, were you getting ready to say something as well?
Well, I just wanted to say, on the side note, Jr. and I, we're laughing about certain things, but this doesn't happen overnight, and we've had a lot of hiccups. I'm not coming to say I'm, oh, I just did this and did that and it worked.
Mhm.
My thing is, if you came to me as a client, I can show you what I've done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can show you that I'm credit, because I've had all those hiccups. I've had not doing the right thing and all of this stuff. So now I said, how can I show someone how to perfect something? And I'm all over the place. So no, it just didn't happen overnight. And we had a lot of obstacles. So, but I am here to tell you and to show you we can go around that obstacle. You don't have to go that way. This is the way to do. And the first thing is by making sure you get your personal credit in check.
Yes. Yes. And again, JR is the man. JR the credit
Yes,
man.
he is.
He'll make sure that your personal credit is correct so
Mhm.
that now you can connect with Medina, Monica, right? Who
I
will
don't even
get
call her
you
Medina. I didn't even know her last name was Medina.
right. So,
I've been
honey
dealing, hey, I've
child,
been
but
dealing
no,
with
she,
Monica for
she
about
get you.
6, 7 years, and I never knew her last name. I just
That's
call
all
her
right.
Monica or Sis.
She's she's Eminem, honey. Okay.
Right, right.
No,
All right.
Eminem is more money.
Hey,
That's
more
Hey,
money with
I
Monica
receive it. I
Medina.
receive it.
Uh-oh, now you have to
yeah.
hashtag it. So
Yes.
so tell us a little bit,
Well,
Monica.
wait a minute, one moment, please.
Yes.
I just want to add this for
Go
our
ahead.
viewers to understand. Personal credit is up to you.
That's right.
When you buy something, you pay for it with cash, or if you pay for it with credit, that means you have to pay for it when the bill comes in the mail. You cannot forget about it or put it off and then go shopping again with the same credit card. So everything is based on personal responsibility in finance. And a lot of people were, well, they weren't taught at home and they don't teach it in the schools.
No.
When I was going to school, we had economics. So we got that. We got that in high school, at least before we graduated.
Right.
So it's so important for young people to establish good credit. When you get that first credit card, it doesn't mean you go and you shop till you drop and then figure out how to pay the bill. So
Right.
that's all I want to say. It may
Yes.
be my mom quote for
Hey,
the evening,
yes.
but
It's
that's what we
needed.
want to remind
Hey, Miss
people.
Turner, you right, because I know college kids who say when they got their first credit card, they just thought it was free money.
Yes.
And
Yes,
Yes.
I was
yes,
one of those students.
yes, yes, yes. Well, you see where you are now, so
That's right.
you
You
learn.
Mhm.
learned and now you can
Mhm.
teach.
Yep.
And that's what it's all about, right? We're all about the empowerment, the education, making sure that our community is well informed so that we can build generational wealth and use all the resources that are available to us, right?
Mhm.
So, let's talk a little bit about best uses when it comes to, are there certain credit cards, business credit cards that is, that report to certain business credit bureaus that you should focus in on, right? Because they don't all report to the same bureau.
Right. Well, to answer that question, Kimberly, no. I mean, because you won't know until you ask, the bank or whomever you're applying for the card from, what bureaus they report to.
Yes.
And all it's just like now with personal credit cards. Back in the day, credit cards reported to all three bureaus. It's too expensive to do that now. They don't do that. You may have a credit card and you be like, well, my score is not this on TransUnion, Experian, or whatever, because it's only reporting in Equifax. That's the same way with business credit. So you may have a credit card or a line of credit to simply report to Dun and Brad. You may have one that report to Equifax Business. You may want to have that report to the Small Business Financial Exchange or PayNet. Those different things, or just Experience Business, or just simply in
I know.
LexisNexis, or may not report at all. There's people that have business credit cards and they don't report to anything.
Wrap it up.
Yes, yes, and
Yes.
that's great information. Because someone may wonder, should I utilize this business credit card as opposed to this one because they report to a certain bureau? You can always ask and find out, but what you said is correct, right? It's just the fact of utilizing that business credit card and utilizing it properly,
Right.
right? And so talk a little bit about the fact that when you sit down with a bank or a company and they're assessing your risk, they're assessing your risk based off of what factors in order to consider giving you money for funding?
Well, it's two factors: industry type and financial failure. So we all know a lot of people, you can make a lot of money in real estate, but according to the banks, that industry is a high risk industry. Everybody knows that that the United States does a lot of transportation with trucking. That's a high risk industry. We all got to eat, so we go out to restaurants. That's a high risk industry, and that's because of the percentile of the failures of those businesses in the first year or so. So I'm not telling anybody on here if they have a dream to open a restaurant, a truck company, or be in real estate, not to do that. But I am telling you, based off of lending, the banks, financial lending, those are high risk industries. What you say about that, Jay?
You correct. I know what other companies. Another one is what they call it. What they call it, associates. There's certain companies that you can't do. Like home health is great. Like anything that's in the medical is great. I haven't had no problems with anybody who have anything in medical, but the people who are in the food industry, you really have to deal with the food industry. Just like you said, the trucking, people get in trucking because they think it's easy and I can drive this truck. But a lot of people get that truck and leave that truck wherever they at because they get tired of driving. And
Yes.
this happened less than a year. So people who got good credit and trying to buy a semi truck always come to me and be like, man, my credit was good. So they was all like, I still had to put money down because that industry is going by, or you're going to stay in business. How long you going to stay in business now? And you just starting this. So they don't know if you even going to even stay with this because they have had people drive to LA, be like, I don't want to do this no more and leave that truck
Right.
right there and say, hell with it. That's what they
Right.
basically say.
Right.
So every industry is so different. So you just got to find out which ones that gonna work for you,
Right.
and you just work it. You just work it. Even if it's one of them high risks, you just work it. You just gotta know that hey, you this far away, but you're gonna come closer and come closer as you build your relationship. And like I tell people, business credit don't start the day you get your LLC and you apply
No.
for a credit card.
No.
You build that up for a year to 2 years minimum to get it going. I know they have stuff on YouTube. They be like, "Oh, you get this right here, you get this right now, and all that," and they give people false hope with that,
They do.
and they come to me and be like, "Oh, Jr., I said it." I be like, "Hey, won't you go
I'm
to him?
glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
Won't
People
you
will
go
go
to
on
him
YouTube.
and
Yeah, they'll
talk
go
to
on
him?"
YouTube and TikTok, and they think a 3 minute video is going to tell they're going to solve their problems, which is far fetched. They okay in the TikTok video, they didn't tell you that you can't go in there with a 498 credit score. They didn't tell you
Right,
that they have this misconception. Oh, I started my business on Monday. Today is Thursday. They told me I can go in the bank and get $50,000. Well, that's
right.
not how that works.
And that is true.
Yeah,
I remember it
yeah,
was a bank that did that, and they was letting you come in with a good credit score and get your business thing, and they had a lot of default loans and
Right.
credit cards from that. So that's why they changed the industry. So when you tear it up and they try to open it up for you, and then you tear it up and disrespect it and don't pay the bills, it makes it harder. And
yeah.
they talk. Let me believe me. Other banks talk to other banks, and they come up with laws and say, "Hey, guidelines. We're gonna change it up from here to there."
That's
So
right.
And
That's
last
right.
thing, also, people also have to remember, even looking at social media platforms, even watching this today, things change every day.
That's
If the
right.
bank
If you,
failures, all that stuff, we may talk about something right here today, and someone listening may say, well, I can do this. And then tomorrow, that same principle may have changed. So
Yes.
you have to have your ducks in a row and somebody that's educated in that field, because it's just not that easy sometimes.
that's
that's
true.
Yes.
right.
So I just wanted to find out. I know that you mentioned a lot of the high risk businesses. Now, what is a safe, low risk? I know JR mentioned healthcare. Are there any others that you'd like to add to the list?
Consulting and marketing, anything that does the banks don't see as a financial risk. And to be honest with you, Miss Turner, right now with what's going on in the world, everything is a high risk. You know, if you're looking at as far as the stock market, things collapsing, interest rates going up, and all of those things, people don't realize that plays a big part into what is going on when it comes to funding.
Yeah.
So everything is. I can tell you all day long, and I'm quite sure you guys, y'all sitting over there, y'all doing pretty good in the real estate industry. But
That is
banks
good.
see banks see you as a risk. You know what I mean? But that's, everybody wants to be able to own something, but that's a risk because they see it as a financial failure because what the rates are going higher.
It
Yes.
Mhm.
is
And
true.
so that, go ahead, JR.
No, I was just saying it's true. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I deal with people. They always like I said, somebody would come and say, "Hey, I heard I got to get my credit fixed because this bank over here doing this," and I'm all like, "Okay, so you came in here to talk to me about getting your credit fixed now because your friend went and got this whatever product that's going on. Now, if I take 3 to 4 months to get it, because you rushing me on on your credit that you got repos and all this other stuff on there, you got to understand.
God.
You got to establish now. You need to. I always tell my clients, don't think about. When did you think about buying a house? Okay,
Right.
when you
Right.
start making some more money, or what?
Mhm.
Don't worry. Don't think about, okay, when I make some more money, I'm gonna go get my credit fixed so I can go buy a house. Now I want to rush to go buy me a house now.
Yes,
No,
yes.
you start that when you think, when it pop in your head, you be like, I need to get
Start
my credit
preparing.
right.
That's right.
That's
When it
right.
pops in your head, start preparing because that's the right time. And something else to really hone in on, even if your business is a high risk, if you're passionate about it, go do it.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Like Monica said, almost everything's considered high risk, right? It's just
Mhm.
the environment that we're in.
Mhm.
But it's just like if you're able to purchase a commercial property, you should purchase it rather than renting the space, right? Because you're spending that money. You might as well start building the equity in your own property,
That's
right?
true.
So don't let that discourage you. It didn't discourage us. We're doing just fine. God
Yeah.
is good, right?
Yeah, that's
And
right.
there's plenty of other business owners who operate in high risk businesses that are doing very well. And therefore, banks and companies are reaching out to them, right? They're recruiting them. I have plenty of mail from people, banks and companies asking for me to open up a business credit card or this, that, and the third, right? So they will see past it when they see your savings, when they see your
Yeah,
credit
credit score.
score and all the things that
You got a
Monica
good history. You got a good
JR
history.
mentioned.
You got a history. So when you have
Yes.
a
Right.
good history going on, they know what's going on. But when you just popped on the scene, like,
Yes.
hey, I'm here, and
You
they
have to
like, yeah,
build it. You have
right,
to build it. You have
Yeah.
to work with Monica, right?
Yeah.
People
Mhm.
like Monica who can get you together so that
that's it.
now you are ready. You've built
Mhm.
your business credit and you are ready. And so that
Mhm.
brings us to one of the final questions for this evening, sticking around the hour time slot, talking through all of this great information. What are some of your final thoughts about what business owners can do that has not yet been mentioned, has not yet been asked of you, that you think is so important
Mhm.
that they
Mhm.
take away from our time tonight?
Hmm.
So this
Just
is the bonus tip.
Uh,
well, I mean, we can. I can't stress enough to make sure you have your personal credit together, and then when you're forming a business, make sure you have your business checklist. Make sure you have those things. And if you're not able to do it, hire someone to do it because everything is not for you. You want to make sure you have all of these things so that you can be business verified and that you can move forward in a great direction to get the business funding because there is funding. There are banks that are more African American friendly for businesses.
yeah,
There's a lot of different a lot of BLOCs, a lot of business line of credits that are out here for businesses once you have your stuff established. And also a key point again, just like you said, you have to have a relationship with that bank. with that lender.
My thing
Yes.
Yes.
is, soon as that LLC pop in your head, you talking about, hey, I want to start my business. You need to come up with that name and start that LLC. Even though you don't have the money to get the business going, you grab that name right away, and you can start working on getting that business, that LLC, some age to it. So
Yes,
if it take you 4 years before you start actually doing something with that LLC, oh well, but you already established already some age that you got this business. So when it pop in your head, go with it. You know,
right.
'cause
Yes.
I got over 10 LLCs. I only really use four
Oh,
because when something
excellent.
pop up in my head, I'm like, hey, I need this. I go
Right.
right
Yeah.
up on the computer, bam, boom, boom, boom. I got it. All right, I'm good. So
Okay, but you mentioned something very important. You said once you get that name in your head, a lot of people don't know. What should they do next?
Well,
Just
they
briefly tell us, you
you
got that
go,
name.
you
once they
go
get that name, they
Contact
need to,
JR.
yeah.
Oh,
Once they get that
apply for
name,
LLC.
right,
yeah,
and make
yeah,
sure that when they go to JR, that of course, he's going to do a business search to make sure that name is
there you
available.
go.
That's first
Right.
thing first.
Another thing
And
too, if you
Do
go
the
to someone who's
search.
gonna get your LLC, make sure they get your operational agreement and your EIN number. Just
mhm,
don't just
Okay.
and please do not do the fictitious name. Get your
Mhm.
LLC, start with an LLC. It's not, you ain't gonna have to pay taxes on it because you just got
Yeah,
an LLC. Because people think,
right,
yeah.
hey, I got this business name now, I got to pay taxes on it. No, if you're
No,
not
that's
doing
good.
anything with it, you don't have to pay taxes with it. If there's no money coming in, you ain't paying taxes. The government is not gonna knock on your door and say you started this business 10 years ago. You got this LLC 10 years ago.
Yeah,
right.
Where our money at? If you
yeah.
haven't established anything, haven't made no money, you
Hmm.
know, it ain't gonna. It's not a
You're
problem.
setting
So
yourself up for the future.
Yeah,
You're
so,
getting ready.
Unless it's a nonprofit business.
oh,
nah,
tell
yeah,
us the
You,
difference.
if you are tax exempt, if you have a 501c3 and you establish your EIN and you are to do taxes whether you made a dollar or not.
she the
So you
expert on
just
that. She the
claim
expert on that
you
one.
don't have to pay if you didn't
You
make
don't
any
have to
money.
pay, you can file, but you
You have to
have to
file.
file a
Yeah,
short form, which talk to your CP, your tax account, your
Yes.
tax person,
That's what we want to
CPA
do.
about. Those are the questions that you direct to them, or call a legal enterprise. We help with that as well.
There you go.
But you definitely have to pay because a 501c3 is privilege, not a right. And what they will do, they will dissolve your business, and
Oh,
they don't have to give it to you again.
And
oh,
what I
good
I
for you.
know, I'm not a CPA, so I don't profess to know the tax code, right? But
Mhm.
can you touch a little just general information if you have a business that sells items, so not that sells homes and sells commercial properties, right, but that sells goods like maybe pictures and things of that nature, and so
Mhm.
you have to prepare for taxes. That business, what if that business is established and does not sell anything? Should they also do taxes, or should they just talk to their CPA to make sure that
That's a
that
C-
business?
yeah, that's a CPA. That's a
There you
CPA
go.
question. Yeah.
Yes, you want to make
mhm.
sure. So the summary is, if you have tax questions, talk to your CPA. Don't take what we say here for granted. Talk to that CPA and make sure that what we said about taxes is true, because none of us are CPAs, but Monica knows from what she does as it relates to
Yeah.
taxes in
And,
her business, and she can answer those questions. So
and make sure it's a CPA and not a tax preparer.
yes, there's a big
Yes,
Not your
difference.
aunt that
yes,
went and
and
took
that,
the class.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
you need a
that
CPA when it comes to your business.
they're
That's right.
certified.
That's right.
Right.
They have
Right.
to be certified.
And I don't care
That's
how
true.
small, minute you think your business is. I've only made 10, 15. So you can get all the credits and stuff that you need. Whatever they say, you need a CPA or a tax legal advocate. You do not need a tax preparer. Sorry,
Yeah.
tax preparers, but that's just the truth, especially when it comes to business.
For the
Right. That
business.
use a
Okay.
tax preparer if you just have personal, W-2s, right? And you
Right,
can utilize them, but a CPA is required when you have a established business.
right.
And when you're looking to get a loan, we're going to have our lender on next month, one of the commercial lenders that we work with, and they'll talk to you about it. There's been some experiences. You want to make sure, right, that you're using the proper tax professional for your business. So, let's see if anyone has any questions. If you have any questions, whether it be now or later, we'll check the replay. Let us know. Go ahead and type it in the chat box, and we'll be sure to ask it to our professionals here, which is a legal enterprise with Monica Medina and Access Credit with JR the Credit Man. All right. Well, for tonight, I think we're off the hook. There's no questions for us tonight, but we want to thank you.
Yes, tremendously.
Yes, this has been very informative, excellent, very, detailed
Hmm.
discussion about how our prospective business owners and current business owners can begin to build business credit. Thank you so much for breaking it down for everyone. Discussing what is business credit. Let's start from the basics. What is it? And then going into why do you want it? How do you get it? Right? Well, you first need to be business verified. And talking about what is that and how do you become verified and why is it important? And then discussing further about your various accounts, net 30s all the way to net 90s, right? If we're going in sequence of numbers. Okay. And if you missed any of this, go back and take a look. And then talking about also Amazon, right? Amazon net accounts and further discussing business credit cards. This has been phenomenal, and we appreciate all of the information that you shared, and even talking about the risk factors that banks consider. Right? I know that's a big question for people when you're completing your LLC. What box do I check? Is this going to be a high risk? Or should I use this address or should I use that address? All of these questions that so many business owners have, you've answered tonight. Thank you so much, Monica Medina and JR, the credit man. Y'all
Thank you for
right?
having me.
Yes, we
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Colonel.
and we just love when you have information that you're willing to share to the community, and that's how we grow as a community. So
That's right.
I thank you. Sure, those listeners, thank you as well.
That's right. And again, we are the Turner team, a mother daughter team who is very excited to help you on your journey to commercial property ownership as
Yes.
well as home ownership. We do specialize in commercial and residential real estate throughout the country. We work with top realtor partners of ours, and we'll help you prepare with our free consultants as well as making sure that JR can get you together. Okay, JR, the credit man, he's excellent and he'll do it
Yes.
for you at a great cost, being our client, as well as we are just very passionate about making sure the community is empowered
Yes.
and utilizing our backgrounds as a practicing attorney and a business professional with her MBA. We will get you across that finish line and further. So listen, make sure you registered if you haven't already, and tune in. And next month we have some really great seminars. The first one is coming up on April 4th. April 4th, we will talk about money management. So plan to purchase. And we'll have none other than Operation Hope again for their second time around, who will discuss how you can budget properly so that you can purchase your new home or your commercial property. And then right after that, on April 5th, you can prepare for another residential webinar, which is loans, processes, and programs, where we're going to discuss plenty of down payment assistance programs for first time home buyers and the process that a loan goes through from pre approval to close.
And we need to get Monica and JR to come back again
That's
soon,
right.
because we only scratched the surface, because there's so much more to learn.
And guess what? Monica's going to be back next month too.
Oh,
Monica
yes.
is coming back and she is going to discuss the Small Business Administration, various programs and processes 101, so that you understand how you can go about to receive those loans from the Small Business Administration. And we'll also have our commercial lender with Eric LaFleur and he will discuss a first mid bank. He'll discuss commercial loans 101. So we'll see you same time, same place next month. And those dates, you'll see them on our business pages. Facebook is at Turner Team Realtors and YouTube at The Turner Team. Take care and have a great night. Thanks
Good
so much.
night. Good night.
Bye, Monica.
Good
Bye.
night.
Be safe.
Take care.